Good morning, fellas, at the Free Idea Podcast. Today, I'm thinking of making it a little more thoughtful, and I had a theme for the situation that I want to talk about. I was thinking about difficult coworker situations and how to handle them, and I really don't have I don't really have a plan, but I'm gonna riff it and see what comes up. Right, together, we're gonna find a solution to that situation. So, in my experience, whenever I have a lot of work drama going on around, which every workplace has it at different levels, and every workplace has its work politics. They do exist, and they're everywhere, and it's just the nature of people. It's completely unavoidable. Wherever you go, there's going to be uh, public drama, politics. Is just very, very natural as breathing. So, how to handle them so you don't get stuck in them? Well, my way is I don't feed the fire. There's always, oh, and also I know that I am part of it. I am part of the drama and I am being talked behind my back. I take that as a given and I don't hold it against anybody. And I didn't even go around asking about myself or what people think about me. So that is another good tip. Never ask about yourself or the perspective that you have at your job place to anybody because they will have something to say and you won't like what they will say. And also, if you do that, it's like inviting the devil to the house. It's like telling the vampire he's welcome to come in. It's like feeding into it that you are accepting this drama by becoming part of it. Because now that you hear that someone doesn't like you, you will try to figure out why. You'll try to chase their approval. So better not even know about it. Better not even know. People will make their own things, their own situations, whatever, right? So the other part is don't feed into it. Sometimes you'll be lucky enough to be in a conversation where the drama is happening to somebody else and not you, and your opinion will be asked about what do you think about this person or if you agree or disagree. There's something that I've always done that I haven't been doing it on purpose, but not on purpose to get out of the drama, but I do it out of my own heart, is to defend the person that they're criticizing. And this, now that I think back, is the one feature that disgusts the people that love drama. And that's why they don't include me in it. Is because I defend the person they're talking shit about. So, for example, if Team A is talking shit about Team B, and then they ask me for my opinion, I go like, well, I mean, he's doing that because this and that, this and that, and this and that, right? This is a responsibility. This is the background. This is why he's doing it. Blah, blah, blah. This is what I've told me. This is what I've heard, and I defend them. And then they usually go like, "Ew, like what?" But mama, and then they try to like I don't know, like over criticize that team B because I defended them. And usually at that point, I don't really have to do anything but stay quiet and I just let them do the talking. And eventually the focus switches back to their friend that they were having the drama with. This is very interesting when it happens. And I think it happens mostly because that team is just trying to figure out if I am part of the team or against the team. And it turns out I'm against or neutral. And so now they learn that I'm not somebody who can share the pain with them. So now they know that it's not fun. It's just not fun. It's not exciting. I don't share it. Um, Boom. Another thing is I keep things secret. I really don't care about what people think about others. I keep it to myself and I don't go out around saying, oh, Team A said this thing about Team B. Um, I keep it all to myself, really. They confine that on me for whatever reason, um, but it's not on me to pass it along at all. And that also saves me because now I'm not fitting into it. I'm not working the drama. I'm not passing the message and hey team B, this person said this about you, and then team B says something, and I go back to the team A and go, hey, they responded to this when I told them about this, blah blah blah. So that is feeding into it. I don't do that. I keep it all to myself. I don't talk about others negatively. I try to do that as much as I can at all times. And I think I do a pretty good job. In rare occasions, I may throw a comment here and there when somebody's over the moon with how wrong they're doing something, but it's more like flagging it, like watch out. This is happening. This is what I saw. I hope it doesn't interfere with this and that. But other than that, I don't really criticize the person or the nothing. I don't insult them. And yeah, I get it. I've also been part of when the drama hits me. And there's that time too, like what happens when you stay out of the drama and it still hits you anyways because your coworkers are so toxic that they still would drag you into it or they try to. Well, when they when that happens, I don't ever go and reveal my cards. I have a lot of cards and I just don't reveal them, and that's what keeps them powerful. For example, I overheard that something, and I know that a person knows about it and it was a lie. Let's say that there was a lie about me. I heard it. I heard the original recording. You know how it's always the telephone game. This person said this about you, and then the other person says this about you, and then you go and tell the same story to another person. Eventually, the story changes. This is how drama always occurs, if not like 90% of the time. So, so when I overhear the original conversation instead of the telephone game, I overhear the original version, and then I hear the telephone version, and I can match it and unmatch it, but I'm gonna waste so much energy trying to dispute it, trying to be like, no, this is what happened, and I overheard this, and this is what happened. And if I'm always, what I found out is if I always do that, it's never gonna end. It's never gonna end. First, people make up their minds really quick, even after they hear the truth, and then second, that telephone game is ongoing forever. If I were to always defend myself, it would be like a very toxic workplace where I have to defend my I don't know, my honor, my respect or something like that, my job in the line. Um, so it's never ending and I don't really want to spend the energy there. So I don't. And what I do instead is just let my work speak for itself. So if I overheard that I don't do A, but in fact I do A and I've done A all the time, then next time that I am I don't know, next time that I gotta do that work, I'll just overshare it on purpose. I overshare it. I'll be like, yeah, I did work A and I did it in this at this time and everybody said, everybody was given that, blah, 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 blah. I overshare it with the key figures, with the people that I know are the talkers. Because I know I don't have to say it 30 times. I just have to say it maybe 3 times to the 3 big mouths in the place. And they'll spread the message for me. And there'll be a little bit of telephone game in there, sprinkled, but they'll spread it either way. And that's the other part. When it comes to work politics, you gotta know who are the big mouths or the talkers, the oversharers, the ones who you tell one person and then 10 people know all of a sudden in the next 10 minutes. You gotta pinpoint those people. And it's easy. A lot of the times it's easy to know who that person is or who those people are. Other times it's not, and you have to find out the hard way whenever you lend a secret or something to somebody. And then all of a sudden everybody knows and you're like, fuck, I thought I could trust you. So other types is hard, but once you find them, it doesn't matter how late or soon, these are your key people. These are them. These are the people that you want to always have close to you, as close as you can. You want to hear the scoop from their point, and whenever you have a point of defense or something, you want to deliver it to these people first. They're pretty much your messengers. Um, yeah. Another thing which I hate, but it just works, and I hate doing this, and I find myself doing it accidentally. But there's always bigger fish to fry. So if the sniper rifle is looking at you of the drama, let's say the iron sights, the sights, the scope, whatever, something, the drama is looking right at you. Drama people love drama. So give them something bigger to fry. There's always some other issue and you can refocus them. There may be something going on or being looked at you for whatever thing you did. Cool. Throw them something, throw them a bone of something else going on that needs their attention. And I'm not saying go and create drama of another coworker, but you can definitely shine light on a thing that is not working in the company. That is true, that is not working, and that needs focus. For example, let's just say you're at a restaurant and there's never cups anywhere for drinks, fountain drinks. And I don't know, they want to talk about how you're always coming late. Let's just say that. Or your work ethic, whatever. You can be like sneaking that in somewhere in that conversation with those key pieces that somehow there's never drinks. And you've noticed that customers always get angry at the register because there's never cups. And it would be nice to figure out why there's never cups and to have more cups. And as long as that issue is more severe than yours, the focus will turn that way. It will turn that way. And now, the reason I don't like it is like sometimes it could create drama, but that's not really in your hands. What was in your hands is just to divert the energy somewhere else to a real issue, of course. I always want to divert it to something real and that is not really blaming people. Maybe just blaming a thing that, like an object, a system that can be changed and for the better. But drama people love finding problems and they love talking about problems. And they love thinking that they're fixing a problem by talking about it. Now, unfortunately, they're not really fixing it by talking about it. They may eventually get the attention of somebody who is a doer and he can fix it when the issue comes to him or her. But I mean, that's their part. That's the part they play. They're the loudmouth and they make the people that do the things hear it. So unfortunately, sometimes this can just create hot air where the doer never hears it or he has too much already on his plate and just can't do it. And then that's when it just creates hot air and, well, that's not helpful. But at least nobody gets hurt, I think. And in the best scenario, the doer fixes it. And now you have the problem that the drama people have nothing else to focus on. Kind of like how America is out of wars whenever they declare peace somewhere or negotiation, whatever, peace deal. And then they have all these armies and weapons and bombs just sitting there and soldiers on the payroll. And they're like, man, what are we going to do? There's no wars going on. There's nothing to do. Let's go create another war. So that's what the drama people do. They like to, when there's nothing, there's a little bit of a period of nothingness. And you can see them prowling around and seeing what they can stir until they finally find something and, they snatch onto something. So you only get a few breaks. So this is just navigating drama. That's all it is. It's navigating it. Uh, it's like a boat in the sea. You're trying to navigate the storm, trying to move and use the same wind of the storm to move out of it. And sometimes out of it is by moving in it. And you know that the eye of the storm, sometimes the eye of the storm is the calmest area, the center of it. And in some cases, that's the smartest play that you can do in a dramatic workplace. You gotta dive in straight into the drama, but with the methods that I told you. Um. So yeah, look for your loud mouths. Oh no, speakers, megaphones, uh, super connectors. They all have these fancy names, respectful, disrespectful names, whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The people that multiply whatever you say. There's usually a few. In some other places, unfortunately, there will be more. Um, in most places, there's usually just one or two, and in the worst case scenarios, there's like five or six or one in each team. Yeah, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But if you find that, then that's the person that you gotta stick close to. You heard the phrase "keep your friends close and your enemies closer." Not necessarily that these people are your enemies, but from the history and the criticism, the gossip that you've heard, they seem to take no sides. They seem to be good with each other one day and then horrible, horrible enemies the next day. So just know that that will happen to you and you're no special. You will also be in the chopping block of the drama eventually. Even if they've been good with you for a month, all of a sudden they could just turn on you. Um, so that's what I mean by they're your enemies and you got to keep them really close. You got to know their moves. You got to know what they're doing. You got to know that they know what you're doing because that's much easier for them. They're always looking for cracks in the system. So if they know what you're doing at all times, they may not question it, or they may question you right there in your face, or you may open up for that. And it'll be easier to just squash that right there and then than to squash it with 10 other people and then the message tries to get to them, but in the telephone game. Um, Trying to figure out another way to say it. Keeping your enemies closer, you know their every move, they know your every move, and it's just much easier to predict them. Way easier to predict them. I've seen things that have come out when I'm near them and I know where it's gonna go and I know I'm gonna hear it somewhere else and I do end up hearing it somewhere else with that telephone. Um, Sprinkle dust changes in the story, and I go thinking to myself, I know the original. Uh, Now I see the result of what it is. This is turning into. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It do be what it do be. It do be what it do be. And that's drama. And you can't really get out of it. Uh, Even in workplaces where you're your own boss almost, and you don't see your own boss for a long time. There's still drama in the background happening about you. Don't care about that. Just do your thing. You're in there for the income, not the outcome. Boom. Get out. And that's it. That's how you handle drama. Now, what if the drama is on you and the target is on you and you've done everything wrong and every move is wrong? What can you do? At that point, all you can do is damage control. That's it. I mean, it's hard to the extent. It really is. It can be. But if you're in the middle of it, all you can do is to stick to your job and do your job well. Then that's it. Stay quiet, Stay out of the drama. Don't feed it. Don't play with it. Um, don't give them the satisfaction of being in it. Just stick to your job. Do it well. Let your let your work speak for itself. I've been in workplaces long enough to know that there's always a person that everybody wants to fire, but they can't fire this person because he's a good worker. Comes to work every day, barely misses work. When he misses work, is legit for a legit reason. Uh, when he's working, all the customers love him. Uh, really no issues at all, work wise. Does everything perfect. All the training that this person receives does it well, as long as it makes sense. Uh, and this person doesn't really, I don't know, badmouth the company or badmouth the people to the customers. But you can have this person, this employee, and the boss is not gonna get rid of him because he's doing everything perfect. He's a great worker. That's what you need. Sometimes that's all you need. You need great workers and get out of their way. And so if drama happens towards this person, the boss can just look around and be like, okay, so what it sounds to me is more like a personality problem here, or like a people problem. People don't like him, okay, but he does good work. I'm gonna keep him. That's the workplace. That's why they always say in business you gotta know how to get along with everybody, and you gotta know how to work with everybody because you have personalities that don't mix. They clash. Then you just gotta keep it professional. That's all. That's what it is. That is exactly it. People don't like each other, but you keep it professional. You stick to your work and don't badmouth the company or the clients or the customers. And you may not like your coworker, and your coworker may not like you, but you're not here for each other. You're here for the bag. You're here for the money that you bring to your families, and the service that you provide to your customers. That's it. That is it. It don't matter what you do. You're in that job place to do that thing. There may come times in which leaving a toxic workplace would make a lot of sense. Uh, this is not that podcast. I'm just exploring everything you can do before you get to that point. Everything you can do. I mean, what doesn't kill you makes you strong. But what I've always thought, and I've done this myself, I've left jobs because of toxic people and toxic coworkers, bosses, managers, etc. You name it, all of them. I've left jobs in those situations. And I've kept in touch with people that stayed in those jobs that they were able to handle the toxicity. And they didn't they didn't allow it to turn them into an evil person either. And these people that stick to it end up being way more wealthy than me at the end because they stuck to it. They weren't jumping around from job to job, always being the new guy, always having to prove themselves. No, they were there, they did their time. And when the job opportunity came 5 years later, they took it. If something better came in, they took it. And they got promoted hard, money wise. Money wise. Title, I'm not a title person. I don't give a damn about titles. I give a damn about money. And their responsibilities and how easy the job is are different. That's it. And title don't give a damn. There's that funny video of Jack Sparrow when they get boarded by the I don't know, by the government. And Jack Sparrow immediately gives his hat to another guy. a random guy in his crew, and he goes, "Congratulations, I'm promoting you into captain for no reason." And the guy accepts it, and he gets super happy that he's a captain now, really happy. And like in the next minute, the government boards the ship and then starts beating the shit out of that guy with a captain hat. And then the government guy turns to the crew and he says, I'm gonna beat up your captain to death if none of you stop what I'm doing and tell the truth of where blah 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 is or who is where he's at." And nobody speaks. Nobody gives away any information. And the government officer is right there beating the shit out of this guy, almost just bleeding on the floor with the captain hat on the floor. And there you go. That's titles right there. Titles that come with no extra pay. You get you get a nice title. You're the captain now. Now you get the responsibilities with no pay. The responsibility is just you get the shit bit out of you. That was the responsibility of the captain right there. Uh, I don't know what happened next. He probably was unconscious, or I don't know if he dies or whatever. I don't know, but maybe he gives up the captainship after that. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know what happens next. But I thought it was hilarious. That sums up pretty much what it's like to get a new title with no pay. Just extra responsibilities, no extra rewards. You just get beat up. You just take it more for the team for no reason. Getting played, son. You're getting played. That's what's going on. Um, I don't know how I got here. Oh yeah, but I've been part of the I've been the person that quits jobs and stuff. I no longer do it. I don't recommend doing it. I don't recommend quitting a job because there's a toxic person. It does suck. It really does. But I've been in the funny position where I've come back to the same job a couple times, and the same toxic person is still there. Uh, and so I didn't really escape anything. I just escaped I don't know. I guess I took a vacation. It's like I leave, and then it's like, you know what? No, I actually need the money. You know what? No, actually, it wasn't that bad of a job. So I come back to it, and the person is still there. It's like, well, now I gotta really handle it. And it sucks. It does, but it is what it is. And eventually, in my case, that person left. It still took them a good time. Uh, it was instantaneous. It's not like I can tell you, yeah, come back and that person will leave you in 6 months. No, it could stay 5 years. But it wasn't an issue anymore for me. It is what it is. So yeah, that's the lesson, guys. That's the lesson. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Find the speakers in your job and stay close to them. Uh, you don't have to be friendly with them, but you know, you can do your greetings and do a little bit chit chat, small chat. Not all the time, not on purpose, not uncomfortable, not awkward. Just whenever it's natural to step into a conversation with them or whatever. Identify these people. These are the people that if they misunderstand something that you're doing, if they misunderstand it, um, you're cooked because the entire world is gonna know it that way. So you try to catch as much things as you can before they misunderstand it. Try to catch as many things as you can. Okay, many things. Try to catch as many things as you can. Try to catch as many things as you can. Then try to catch as many things as you can. Then try to catch as many things as you can. Oh yeah, I really ran out of stuff to say. And then stay out of the drama and don't feed it. Don't put fuel in it. Don't share about other people. Don't even share about yourself. It kind of sucks too, but don't share any weaknesses about yourself because they'll be talked about and over exaggerated. Multiply over the telephone game. So, just careful. Just careful. Uh, and yeah, it sucks when it happens, but don't take it too serious. You're just there for the money. At the end of the day, you wouldn't be doing this for free. Nobody would. Not even the drama people would be doing it for free. The drama, they do it for the love of the game, but the job itself, they do the job because the job sucks on the show, and the pay probably sucks too. Or it might be good. Who knows? The pay might be good. Um. So yeah, and nowadays there is AI. Um. You can confine into AI. It might take the job of therapist one of these days. AI is surprisingly good as a therapist. I don't know why people are against it. And of course, you should be against it, and all blah 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 blah. But 10 years from now, there's gonna be AI therapist specialists. So there you go. Just like anything else, take it with a grain of salt. But you can share some of your thoughts and explore some options, and you can even and you're like, whoa, but AI. Maybe your argument is that it's always on your side, and it's gonna tell you what you want to hear because it wants to please you. Um, well, dummy, tell AI to be against you and to confront everything you say and to give you different perspectives. Something that I've understood is that the limitation of a AI chatbot tends to be the person behind the keyboard. That tends to be the limitation. There's people that know how to play it really well, uh, and there's people that just limit themselves, and that's just that. So the AI limit is the person behind the keyboard, the questions that you're asking, how you're asking them, uh, how you're using the tool. Remember, it's just a tool, like a hammer, a Phillips screwdriver. It's just that. You don't take it as a replacement for uh, other real people jobs, but take it as a good supplement or a good American free healthcare supplement. Because in America we don't have free healthcare, and we gotta do with what we gotta do. So we have to rely on therapist as the way it is. And then in the future, 20 years from now, all your therapists will be graduated by AI. All the tests and exams that they've passed, they'll be because they were cheating using AI or having AI make notes for them. And the AI will be taking articles that AI created, and this is what the test will be about. An AI test that the AI created, that AI studied for. And so, yeah, very interesting future we have ahead of us. People don't want to accept the reality, but that is the reality. Eventually, AI will get the degrees and AI will get the jobs. There'll be just people behind it, if I'm understood myself. So, yeah, I have a couple more topics, but maybe I'll leave that for later. That was good. That was good. I have the topic of why do we spend so much time trying to get people to understand us? And a little bit more on that AI part. That's a little fun topic to explore. Thank you for listening. That's navigating difficult coworker situations and how to handle it. More specifically, the workplace drama. I don't think I went into everything that makes coworker situations difficult and how to handle it. That's a lot of things that can go wrong. Way too many. I'm just specifically talking about workplace drama, which there is a lot of it, and a little bit of the politics of the workplace. There's always a little bit of that, and a lot of it. And there's many personalities. So this thing that I'm saying may not work for you. You may give it a try and it doesn't work. That's okay. It's not you. You may just have different type of people in there. They require different solutions and strategies and techniques. Navigating people is a skill of itself. And I'm not sure if it really pays off unless you have a little bit of a psychopathic mind that you want to play some chess pieces or something. Then maybe you can make it free. But with that said, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the next 24 hours. They're not your last, but they're right here and they're coming today. Every hour is coming today. Thank you for listening to the Free Idea Podcast with your host, Will Smith.